What is going on, fellas? Welcome back to the channel. Today, I've got an absolute banger of a video for you. I'm gonna be breaking down my exact formula that has helped me do over $1 million in high-ticket online coaching. I'm gonna be breaking down that framework for you here today. Guys, if you find some value, just hit that like button, hit the subscribe. If you guys wanna learn more, I've got some links down in the bio for you guys to check out. But let's not waste any time. Let's get right into the value. Now, I'm gonna go ahead. Now, I'm a visual learner. I like to see a physical representation of what exactly I'm learning. Kind of helps me consume the information better, and it also helps me stay on track with the value that I'm gonna be providing. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a Canva presentation for you here today. I'm gonna put myself up here in the corner, and let's get to work. All right, guys. This is my $1 million sales secrets for online coaching. Now, if you haven't heard about me or heard of me in the space before, my name is Monasmith. I've been doing online coaching for a very long time. I used to play Division I baseball back in the day. Now I got into online coaching, and now I've taught over 950 people my exact Freedom Forever blueprint that has allowed me to generate over $45,000 a month in online coaching, and I've been able to help other people do the same. So sit tight. This is the breakdown. Let's get into it. Now, when it comes to online coaching, I want you guys to understand that this presentation is a framework. It's not an exact follow along word for word. This is a framework that I recommend you guys take into your sales calls and take little pieces throughout this process to help elevate your closing game so that you can start closing for twice the price and twice the closing rate. Okay, now I'm going to be breaking this down into 4 different parts. First is to clarify why somebody is hopping on the phone with you for a closing call. Number 2 is to label them with a problem. If they do not have a problem that is causing them pain, they are not going to fork over a large amount of money to solve that problem. Okay, now I'm going to get more in depth with this value as the presentation goes on. The third is to identify the objections early. Now, this is my secret. Now, a lot of people have a sales framework, but I truly believe identifying objections before presenting the price has allowed me to close so many more sales than anybody in the field. And you can take this strategy for free and apply it to your sales calls to increase your closing percentage. Okay, now, once we've clarified why they're on the phone, we've labeled them with the problem, we've identified the possible objections early, then we'll present the offer and hit them with our high ticket price, and then we'll handle the objections that come our way after that. Sound good? All right, guys, let's get a little bit more in depth. So first things first, though, when you hop on a sales call, it's always good to get the client to identify why they're on the phone with you at the very beginning. Now, if you've done your funnel properly and you follow our Freedom Forever blueprint here at MBG, then you've probably already sold them on your offer, and you probably have a pretty good idea of what your customer is looking for when they hop on the phone. But it's always important to get the customer to clarify why they are on the phone with you at the beginning. So here's an example. Hey, Fred, I've really been looking forward to our call today. Tell me what has piqued your interest the most about hopping on the phone with me today. And by doing that, he is going to respond, oh, dude, I love the way that you broke down your metabolism, speeding up, or whatever you want to call your unique mechanism for closing people. You want them to tell you what their goal is, right? And this is going to help us set the frame for the rest of the call so that we understand what their dream outcome is, and we're able to sell this package customized to their exact needs. So if someone tells me, man, dude, I just really want to get these pounds off. I saw you helped 2 of my friends lose 30 pounds in 6 months, and I believe you can do the same for me. That's why I'm on the phone with you. Awesome. The client has clarified that they are here to lose 30 pounds and feel their absolute best. They've seen me help their friends in the past, and now I have the exact outlay of how I'm going to present the rest of my sales call. Right? Another person might say, dude, I saw what you've done on social media that's helped men speed up their metabolism, lose their belly fat, and take back control of their life, and I want to do the same. Awesome. Now I have the exact outlay of how I want to present to that customer. So it's always important to get the customer to clarify why they hopped on the phone with you in the first place. Okay? Now, once they tell you why they're hopping on the phone with you, you want to understand a deeper understanding of what their pain point is. So if that Fred customer tells me that he wants to lose 30 pounds like his friends, I want to dive deeper. I want to ask why. Dude, I totally get that, man. Losing 30 pounds is definitely going to elevate your confidence. Tell me what made you decide to actually start taking your fitness seriously. Tell me what made you come to the realization that you need help. Tell me what are the motivating factors that's actually going to make you make a change. I want to ask why, so that I can gain the biggest, deepest understanding of why they are on the phone with me. Because if I don't have a deep understanding of what their pain points are and what they want to accomplish by hopping on the phone with me, then I may present an offer towards them that may not be perfectly customized to their needs. And that's important to understand, guys, because when you are selling high ticket coaching, it needs to be the perfect mold for your customer. If you're a good online coach, you know basically that all online coaching comes down to three main pieces: a workout routine, nutrition guidance, and accountability. And if you can provide those three things, you can really accomplish any kind of goal it comes to fitness. But in order to sell high ticket coaching, it can't just be another cookie cutter program. It has to be perfectly designed to their needs. And the only way for you to design that coaching program exactly to your customer's needs is to understand a deep meaning behind why they hopped on the phone with you. Okay? All right, guys, we following along so far? Okay, perfect. Now we need to get into labeling them with a problem. All right, Fred, well, it sounds like you're having a really hard time with your nutrition and you just don't know what workouts you should be doing in order to maximize your fat loss. Does that sound right? What we want to do is we want to label them with the problem. Okay? If they are not aware of their shortcomings on their fitness journey, then, or aware of it and the severity of those problems, they're going to be less likely to hand over a large sum of money for you as the coach to help them get to that result. And so we need to make clear the problem so that we can help them understand that they're not alone, it's not their fault they're in this situation, and they're on the phone today because they want to take action, and I'm the perfect person to help them accomplish that dream outcome. Okay, so once you understand the meaning why they're on the call, you should have a pretty good understanding of what their dream outcome is, and now you can label them with the problem, which is holding them back from getting that dream outcome. Okay, now once you've labeled them with the problem, you don't want to come at them like it's their fault, they're the problem. You don't want to do that because they probably had a bad experience in the past with a coach. And so what you want to do is you want to let them know, hey man, dude, I totally understand your frustration here, and it sounds like you've tried a bunch of different ways but haven't had any success. I can't imagine how frustrating that must be to just be shooting in the dark hoping something lands. And they're like, yeah, man, dude, it's been so frustrating. I've been trying for 6 years, and I feel like I've just been running in the mud. That's what we want to hear. Yeah, dude, well, it looks like you just need to fix your nutrition. You need the right workout routines, and I can help you accomplish that. Okay, we need to label them with the problem. So if their problem is training, label them with hey, you just have no idea what you should be doing. You're dialed in on your nutrition, you're dialed in at your career, but you just have no idea what you should be doing in the gym. Does that sound right? Always get them to say yes. Does that sound right? Yeah, that's right. Perfect. So we're on the same page. So we've had them clarify why they're on the phone with us. We've labeled them with the problem, okay? And we've had them confirm that we've labeled the right problem. Okay, now you can add a little more to this. You can create severity to the problem. So if somebody is, 60, 70 pounds overweight, and if they add another 20, 30 pounds, they could be running the risk of getting diabetes and heart disease, which could end their life, cut 10 years off their life, give them medical bills for the rest of their life to handle the diabetes. So when you're labeling with the problem, you also have to add some severity to, hey man, if you don't get this problem fixed, you could be running into some serious problems down the road. Okay? Now, you don't have to do that in every situation, but if you feel the need, make sure you add some severity to the problem so that they understand that this is the problem, that they need to make a change sooner than later. All right? We want to create that sense of urgency that now is the time to jump through that window of opportunity and finally make the life-changing. All right? Now, once we've done that, we want to paint the dream outcome. Okay, we've labeled them with the problem, we've let them know the severity of it, but now we need to give them something more uplifting. Okay, so if we're talking about Fred's 90 pounds overweight, he wants to lose 30 pounds like his friends and feel better and more confident about himself and make his doctor happy so that he doesn't get heart disease and diabetes down the road. What we want to do is we want to start to craft a dream outcome that he can taste, feel, touch, see, hear. All right, we want to use the 5 senses to help him feel and touch and see exactly what his life is going to look like once he's accomplished that outcome. Now, this is really important, and I think a lot of coaches make a mistake here, and this is one of the reasons why this framework is so effective, is if I help him taste, feel, see, hear what his life is going to be like. He's not going to be thinking about the workout routines he has to do. He's not going to be thinking about the foods he has to give up. He's going to be thinking about walking down the beach this summer, seeing his abs for the first time. His wife is all over him. He's got energy to play with the kids when he comes home from work. We want him to feel that. Okay, so use your imagination on the sales call to help him grasp this dream outcome and believe that you are the one to help him get there. All right, this is how you really start to speak their language. This is really how you start to earn their trust and get them excited that you're finally the coach that's going to help them get the outcome they're looking for. Okay, so how can we do that? Well, let's take Fred for example. Fred, dude, how much would it mean to you if you're able to come home from work and you've got energy to take the kids in the backyard and play ball? Dude, how awesome would it be that the next time you take your family on a summer vacation, your toes are in the cold sand, the warm sun is hitting your body, you got sweat dripping off your jacked shoulders, and your wife is like, oh my gosh, Fred, I haven't seen you look this good since college. Okay? Do you want that feeling? He can taste it, and he's starting to get excited, and we need him to get excited. Because you don't want to just be another cookie cutter coach that's bland and lame and it's the same sales process, the same framework with no variation. No, if we're selling high ticket coaching, it needs to be specific and it needs to solve his problem and it needs to create an outcome that he is excited to achieve. Because if he's not excited for the outcome, well, he's just not going to go through all of the pain and suffering to get there if he doesn't believe that he can taste, feel, touch, see that outcome. Understand? Cool. All right, let's keep moving. So let's do a quick review, all right? Now that we've clarified why they're on the phone with us, okay, we've reviewed their past pain, we've got them saying, yes, you're on this right page, then we've labeled them with a problem, they understand that this is the problem, we've reaffirmed that it's not their fault and that they just haven't had the right coach to help them get to that outcome, and then we've started to craft the dream outcome on exactly what it is that he wants to accomplish. It's like right there in front of him. Okay? Perfect. Now we've got all the momentum. Now we've done the hardest part of the sales call, and now it's time to get into my secret formula. Okay? Now, this is where a lot of coaches go wrong when they try to do high ticket sales. Right? They do not handle the objections that a client is inevitably going to throw at you when you throw them a price that's uncomfortable. And once you throw a huge price at a customer that makes them gasp for air, like, when I say $5,000 for 6 months of coaching, they're going to be like, whew, that's a lot of money, right? And that's good. We want them to see that because perceived value is important, all right? If you go buy a t-shirt from Walmart or your local grocery store, it's $5, are you really going to take great care of that t-shirt? Are you really going to wash it and then let it air dry? Or are you just going to throw it in the washer, dry it with your dark colors? Who cares? It's only $5. Or if you get a Louis Vuitton t-shirt that was $2,000 and it's the same exact t-shirt, just paying $2,000 for it, you're going to be like, hell no, I'm not going to dry this in the dryer. It might shrink. Hell no, I'm not going to go eat a sloppy spaghetti with my brand new Louis Vuitton white shirt. You're going to take care of that like a precious possession. Right? And clients need to pay enough money that makes them uncomfortable so they actually show up and do the work. Okay? That's important. So you have to have a high price point in order to get great client results, and that is at least my opinion of what has worked for me. Okay? Now, back to what we were talking about. We want to handle the objections early because if you present the price and then they hit you with the objections, then they're less likely to be open and honest with you about the things that they're going to struggle with. All right, let me give you an example. The 3 most common objections you're going to run into as an online trainer is 1, I need to talk with my partner. 2, I need to think if I can fit this in my finances. And 3, dude, I just need some time to think about if this is the right fit for me. Right? These are all objections that we're inevitably going to get on every single closing call. You're probably going to get finances and I need time to think about it. I can't even freaking spell. I can't even spell. That's crazy. And then the other one is they ought to talk to their partner. Dude, me and my wife, we make our decisions together. I got to talk to my partner. All right. So these are common objections that you're going to get when you present the price to somebody. So my secret formula is after I've painted the dream outcome that they're excited about, they can taste, feel, touch. Now I want to get them to identify what are the most likely obstacles that are going to get in the way of them accomplishing their goal. So how do I do that? Well, then I asked Fred, does that sound like the outcome that you're looking for? Oh yeah, Chris, dude, that's exactly what I want. That's what I've been trying to do for the last 6 years. Fred, dude, I totally get it, man. But let's be open and honest with each other right here. What do you think are the biggest things and obstacles in your life that are probably going to get in the way of you actually achieving that? Okay, boom. Now I've just introed that part of the call. And now I want him, before I've presented the price and he's more reserved, to tell me what he's going to struggle with. All right? So some of this could be, dude, I think one of the things is drinking alcohol every single night when I come home from work, having 1 or 2 beers before I go to sleep. Yeah, dude, that could possibly get in the way. How many times do you go out to eat a week? Dude, usually probably going out to eat 5 or 6 times a week, at least every day at lunch when I'm at work. Yeah, that's definitely probably going to get in the way. Anything else? Right? What we want to do is we want to try to preemptively help him identify the problems in the most common objection areas. So another question could be, what is your wife going to think? Is she going to be supportive of this fitness journey, or do you think you're going to kind of have to do it on your own at the beginning? By asking that question, he's going to be either, dude, we've already talked about coaching. She knows I need to make the investment. I just haven't found the right coach yet. She's on board. She knows I need to make a change. She's got my back 100%. Awesome. Or, she's kind of skeptical. I mean, the last online coach that I work with didn't turn out so well, and I don't know if she's going to be on my side if I were to hire another online coach. Okay, perfect. So I can start to handle these objections early and get him to identify his possible problems before I present the price, and this gives me a competitive advantage over every single other online coach because he's going to be more open and honest at this part of the call, which allows me to really get all the information I need so that when I present a price that's uncomfortable and we start handling those objections, I can bring up, hey Fred, I know you were talking about earlier that you go out to eat 6-7 times a week. Dude, you're spending like $30-$40 every time you go out to eat. Dude, that's like $250 a week. If you just spent $100 a week for me as your coach, you'd be saving $150 a week just not going out to eat that much. You'd actually be saving more money hiring me as a coach than you would be if you kept going out to eat this much. See how I handled that objection? Smooth, right? You can do the same thing. It's not rocket science. I'm not super gifted at sales. I've just put the right framework together that gives me an advantage so that I can be more confident and I can be more encouraging and I can come from the perspective of, Fred, dude, I'm really trying to help you out here, but you have to be honest with yourself. These are things you struggle with. And this is, boom, right? So I can come off more as his friend and less of a salesman. Right? So this is an important aspect of your call. Try to get him to preemptively answer his objections early on in the call. All right? Guys, feel free to take a screenshot here. I've given you some examples of specific questions that you can ask so that you can identify those objections early on in the call. Okay? Let's keep moving. So now that you've gotten to this point in the game, it's like, Fred, dude, I love what you had to say. I really appreciate you being honest with me here. Let me go ahead and tell you everything that my coaching program provides, and you can let me know if it's a good fit. Does that sound good? That sounds good. All right. Then you want to give a quick summary of everything you provide. I'm going to be giving you my personalized app. I'm going to be giving you 5 workouts a week that you can either do at home or do in the gym. We're going to be doing weekly check-in calls that you can be flexible with your schedule. I'll just send you a link and you can book a call whenever it's best. I'll have a check-in form that you can fill out. And so you're just going to go boom, 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 boom. And what you're doing is you're just stacking value, all right? Boom, 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 boom. You want to overview all of the value before you present the price so it's less scary, okay? So once you give it an overview, boom, 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 then you want to present the price. It's going to be $2,500 for 6 months or $5,200 for a year. And what you want to do is you want to freeze. Okay? Once you present the price, you want to be confident, you want to be authentic, but you don't want to say a word after presenting the price. Why is that? Well, if I present the price and then I immediately, I know it sounds expensive, but I promise it's going to be worth it. Right there, I've just lost leverage in the sales call and have immediately made him think that my program is overpriced, and I had to say that because I almost felt uncomfortable charging that. That's a great way to throw your great sales call right out the window. But if you present the price and you freeze, you're going to be able to read his facial expression on exactly his response to that price point. So I'm going to freeze. Okay? Now, 95% of the time, your clients are going to throw you objections. Okay? Now, if it's a price objection, okay, dude, I just don't know if I can afford $2,600 for 6 months. Dude, I totally understand, Fred. That might seem like a lot. You know, I know earlier on in the phone call you were saying that you're going out to eat 6 to 7 times a week. That's about $250 a week, dude. You're spending $1,000 a month on fast food. Dude, if you just invested $435 a month into my coaching, you're actually going to be saving $570 a month. What more could you do with $570,000 a month? Boom. I just handled that objection, and I did it in an authentic, like I'm a friend, okay? A friend that has authority, and less like a salesman that's trying to take his money. Because I identified the objections early, and I had him tell me the possible obstacles early on, so that I already have the ammunition that I need once it comes to presenting the price. See how helpful that can be? If you've ever been on a sales call and you didn't identify the objections early on, you're going to see how hard this part of the call is if you don't have the ammunition from him. Because if I didn't do that and then I told him that, then I would be like, well, how many times are you going out to eat every single week? He's probably not going to be honest with me because he knows I'm asking that question to try to find out how much money he's spending so that I can get him to give me the money. See that? It almost comes off sleazy. But if I get him to identify that early, he's more honest, he gives me the exact number, and so I can just subtly bring that back up in the call and be like, hey man, this is what you told me. You're going to be saving money working with me. Boom. Right? Gosh, that helps so much. Guys, I can't tell you how many times I've been able to close calls with people that are super skeptical and they just don't have anything to say after that. They're just like, yeah, you're right, man. Let's do it. Right? Another one could be, their wife. Fred told me earlier on in the call that his wife already, okay, he's going to say something like, dude, I just need to talk to my wife first. This all looks good. I just need to talk to my wife first. Right? Well, then what I can be is like, Fred, I'm going to be completely honest with you, man. What has kind of held you back from accomplishing your goals is taking that leap of faith and actually taking action. And I know you were telling me early on in the call that your wife is already on board for you losing this, and she's worried that if you keep gaining weight, you might get heart disease and diabetes. And this is also something that your doctor is worried about. Tell you what, let's do this. Let me go ahead and send over the contract. Let's go ahead and sign that. Let me collect the first month's payment. And I'll tell you what, dude, if you go home to your wife and she's like, dude, I don't want you to lose the weight. I don't want you to have sweat dripping off your jack shoulders this next summer vacation. I don't want you to have more energy to play with the kids. If she tells you that when you go home and tell her that you hired a coach, I'll give you your money back, no questions asked, and I'll void that contract. So then I can be authentic and I can still get him to take that leap of faith on the call, because 99% of the time, if he goes and talks to his wife, he's going to come up with an excuse not to commit, and you're going to lose that sale. And you don't want that. Okay? So this is just an example about how identifying the objections early on, helping him identify the possible obstacles, allows me to be more smoother when it comes to presenting the offer and going for the close. All right? Now, you're going to hit objections. Guys, the basic strategy is to continue stacking value on top of those objections. Okay, so if he presents an objection when it comes to price, tell him how much money he's going to be saving if he stops going out to eat, right? If it comes to time, tell him that his favorite TV show has been taking up an hour and a half every single night. If he just took 45 minutes to do an at-home workout, he could still watch an episode on the treadmill, and he could still get his workout in and make progress. I can just keep stacking value on top of my offer until it sounds so good he feels silly saying no. Okay? Now, if you're dealing with a client that's really on the fence and they're like, man, they really want to commit, but they're really nervous about the price, the greatest thing to do is add a money-back guarantee at the end of the call. Be like, hey man, tell you what, if you show up and you track all of your workouts and you hit your macros 5 days a week consistently, and you can track this through certain softwares, through coaching fulfillment, okay, then if you don't get unbelievable results, I'll give you your money back guarantee. But if you don't show up and do the work, unfortunately, I can't give him his money back guarantee. Okay, so adding that money back guarantee is also going to give him peace of mind in case he maybe got burned in the past with online coaching with another coach that didn't do a good job. Okay? All right, guys, hopefully you found some value in that. I'm sorry about the background noise. I'm out here in Bali, kind of traveling the world and working on the go. I got some birds in the background. I got some lizards making noise. I apologize. I'll go ahead and wrap this up. But if you guys have made it all the way through this video and you found some value, please hit that like button, drop a comment, hit that subscribe. I'm going to be posting more of this value for you guys to help you elevate your online coaching game. I'll tell you my mission statement. Okay, my mission statement is I recognize that 60% of Americans are overweight and 40% of Americans are obese, and I'm on a mission to help change the course of that. And I realize that me alone probably can't change a million lives through coaching, but if I can build thousands of strong leaders, if I can take you guys consuming this video right now to go out there and change thousands of lives, 1,000 coaches changing thousands of lives means we're impacting millions of people. And that's the goal with my channel. So if you guys support that, hit that subscribe button, blow it up with some engagement, help boot this to the coaches out there that are actually in it for the right reasons. Now guys, if you have made it this far through the sales call, I got a bonus tip for you, all right? Now, I sat down and had lunch one time with a $100 million a year entrepreneur that sold packages of $50,000. And I asked him for one sales tip that I could implement to help close more of my calls. And this is the tip that he gave me. Are you ready? All right, here we go. He said, at the beginning of your call, forward the message in a very simple way. Here's the example. Get your potential customer to make a commitment that he's going to give you a yes or no answer on the phone so you don't waste time with follow-ups and you don't waste time with people saying that they're going to think about it. Here's how you do it. As soon as you hop on a call with somebody, be like, hey, Fred, how's it going? You having a good day? Awesome. Hey, real quick, Fred, I just wanted to go ahead and lay everything out in this phone call of everything that I provide with online coaching, and all that I ask is if you see everything that I lay out and the program is not the right fit for you, that you could just give me a definitive no that it's not for you. Can you do that on the call? He's going to be like, yeah, sure, I can say no if it's not for me. Boom. Awesome, man. And then alternatively to that, if you see this program laid out and it's exactly what you're looking for, can you give me a definitive yes on the phone? Yeah, I can give you a definitive yes. Awesome. Dude, let's get right into it, man. What made you hop on the phone with me today? Boom. By doing that, I have gotten him to give me a verbal agreement that he is going to say yes or no on the phone. And so when I get to the end of the call and he's trying to hop off the phone and think about it, I'm going to be honest with him. I'll be like, Fred, you know my time is valuable. I know your time is valuable. And when we first hop on the phone, you told me you could say yes or no on the phone. I'd really appreciate it if you could just say yes or no. Is this the right fit for you? I don't want you to miss this window of opportunity, but I need you to make a decision that is either going to positively impact your life or going to set you back. All right? Boom. By doing that, if I can get my customer to preemptively give me a yes or no on the call, then I've already got another competitive advantage in the call. All right, guys, that's all for today's presentation. Thank you so much for giving me 27 minutes of your time. That's going to wrap up this one. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.